very quiet.
People break down into two groups.
That was one of those kind of hold your breath scenes because you're writing something that you can't do these days, a 6-7 page scene of dialogue where nothing happens, where they just sit there and talk. So the action and the special effects are all the dialogue and all the performance. And Joaquin doesn't really like to rehearse, so we would just talk about the spirit of it.
Some people are probably thinking this is the end of the world.
And Mel's big speech is so tricky to say because it's like group A, group B, group number 1, group number 2, and you can get really confused, and it's very long, so I wasn't sure it was going to happen. And then we did Joaquin's side first, and he just rocks it. And then we turned around to shoot Mel's side, and he has to go to the White House, his movie that he was making, We Were Soldiers, he was showing for the White House. And I said, you know what, let's not do this. We'll come back and do this tomorrow. But he goes, we're going to do this scene now.
Group number 1 sees it as more than luck, more than coincidence. They see it as a sign.
It was an amazing moment of a great artist inspiring another great artist who then inspired me, and everybody just getting inspired, and he got up and, you know, you realize why he's a superstar. These places marked in crops and such, none of them are really near water. I don't think they like water. Well, the decision to act in the movie is one of combined terror and desire to try to do more in my movies and be more personal, make the movies more personal, and a desire to express myself in different ways, writing, directing, acting. And I felt like there was this role that I really, really connected to when I wrote it, and so I was terrified to do it. And if I failed this, I would hurt the movie. And the funny thing was, Mel didn't realize I was playing the role, so when we did the scene, he was like, you're in it. And I'm like, yeah, is that okay? People who kill reverends' wives aren't exactly ushered to the front of the line in heaven. On a kind of sad note, the day before my scene in the movie, we shot the movie, my grandfather passed away. And I had a picture of the candle vigil from the first day of the shoot in my pocket, and a picture of my grandfather in my pocket. And we did the scene, and it was like the perfect day. It was the perfect day. I am so glad that I did it for myself, you know, and the movie is much more personal to me because of that.
There's definitely in there.
You can keep coming forward, though. It just kind of slows you. That's when you see the shadow. It's moving. Then you say hello.
Hello.
Stop. The pantry sequence was called our swing set because we built that set. And whenever we lost the kids, you know, when I say we lost the kids, it means we only have a certain amount of time to shoot the kids. And if we run out of that time, that's it. By law, that's it. So they go home, and what are we going to do? Well, let's go to the swing set, and we go there and we shoot one shot of the pantry scene. And so we shot that over like 2-3 weeks, one shot at a time. So when you lean in, it's just frustration. You can't see enough. I'm going to do another shot into the door where I see you kind of searching, you can't see it, and I come up trying to figure this out. How can I get a look at what's in there without getting too close?
The police are here. I'm with them. I am a police officer.
In a comedic way, he's going to go and find out once and for all that this is not a hoax. I had him do this kind of very cheesy TV cop thing. You know, I said, go as cheesy as you can with the cop thing.
Just tell us your name and why you did it, and we'll give you the same deal we gave the others.
And he was just really having fun with that. You want to see, but you're going to go down. Don't step forward. You're just going to go down right where you are. You're too scared to move forward. He leans forward, and then he goes, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to put my face right up to the edge of the door. And he gets up and walks away, and there's a great sense of like, all right, now I've played with you, toyed with you on a string this whole time. Now, Mel, I want you to just come back and do everything you just did in 10 times the speed.
What you're about to see may disturb you.
Everybody look out the window until he calls us, ready?
Wake up! Wake up!
We had to shoot the Brazilian video, and then we had to shoot Joaquin watching the Brazilian video to make one scene. So there was actually 2 separate scenes there. And the Brazilian video, I knew I wanted it all one shot, so it would look authentic, no cuts and stuff like that. Handheld, and Joaquin just kind of watching it from his closet. And now you see it for the first time, but you don't really see it.
Move, children! Vámonos!
I'm so glad it came out the way I had hoped it would, you know, with the electricity of the kids screaming. And I remember when we did Joaquin's side of it, he was doing these amazing reactions here, and then I said, you know, in the last one, I said, end up in the coats. He's like, what? And I said, I want you to be in the coats at the end. And he backed up into the coats, and then he watched, and he goes, and, you know, and then grabbed the chair and came forward and all, and I was like, that is definitely in the movie. And when we finished, I was like, check the gate, that's definitely in the movie.
What do you want, Morgan?
Anything? French toast. And mashed potatoes.
Now we're talking.
The Last Supper, we shot so fast because it was just happening for real. And there's the 4 of them at the table, and we have 4 shots to do. And I say, all right, let's start with the little girl.
I had to do this huge crying scene because my brother said that you let Mom die, so I'm crying so much, and little bits of tears were coming down.
She just did a beautiful take, and night called cut, and everyone was just stunned. So then it was like, who wants to go next? And then, you know, who wants to follow that? Well, Rory Culkin goes in there, and then he just tears it up.
She started crying, and I didn't know she could do that. And right when it said cut, everyone was put their heads down, was so sad. And Knight walked over and said, okay, who wants to follow that up? And we all backed our chairs away. And Joaquin would, but then Knight asked me if I'm emotional from seeing her cry. That means I should go next, so pretty much what happened. I was crying because I saw her cry, and it was sad.
And he blew it away. Again, 2 takes, just blew it away. And I moved to Mel as fast as we could, and Mel has to do this amazing physical performance because he has to be emotional while eating, and if anybody's ever tried to do that, it's impossible. It's 2 separate things. And it was so powerful, and I was like, phew. The whole thing, which we had scheduled the whole day, took 4 hours. Not even 4 hours, probably like 3 hours. And I knew we had one of those great moments on film.